Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Advancement Center, to the world of magic and miracles. So today's invitation, I found this amazing picture of a peregrine falcon, a close-up that just struck me. And as I got onto the freeway this morning, there was a falcon directly above where I was entering onto the freeway. I've never even seen a bird there. It was pretty fun. These animals, these gentle spirits just are such a personal support for me if I'm in a grumpy place. There's something about the presence of one of these animals that just takes it all away. And I had a very interesting little experience with all of this morning. It was like a conversation going on about how I realized, well, wild animals can get grumpy too. And what makes them grumpy? Well, it's when they feel trapped. If you trap them in a cage or if their foot gets caught in something, that's the only time I've ever experienced an animal and its grumpiness. I'm especially thinking of birds at the moment. And I realized I was having an experience like that of feeling trapped, which is not true. So it's really interesting where we can be taken sometimes. And there's also the amazing bit that Robert shared with us on Saturday about how we have all these different beings that will pop through us now and then. So there's so much here that I know nothing about. It's completely the unknown, but it's fun to watch it. It's fun to observe it. It helps bring me out of sometimes a place that might feel stuck. And it's always about going, flying, climbing on top of the wave, and climbing into the world of your creator. It changes everything in a second. And yet it still you can still forget about it. You can still, at least I do now and then, those moments where I have to remind myself to keep stepping into that world. And it's in a fraction of a second. And it's glorious when you go there. And there are no limitations. There are no constraints. And it's where all the magic and the miracles happen all the time as a regular occurrence. And for me, one of the unusual experiences I've had as long as I can remember is that of the feeling of speed. So he also referred to the speed of the spaceship, our spaceship. But there's a speed at which I seem to feel most comfortable here on planet Earth that doesn't necessarily It seems fast. I think I've spoken about this before. But when there's speed in movement, and it doesn't matter, it's physical movement helps, but it could happen if I'm just sitting still as well. But if there's something about the speed, when I'm at speed, when I'm at what's right for me, oh, the brilliance that's there. It's kind of like feeling yourself skipping across a pond. Like the fairies. I just saw the picture of the little Tinkerbell fairies. But that's what it feels like when I'm going at speed that's comfortable to me with no restrictions. Like I'm skipping across the water. And it's more than under me, it's all around me. Everything that happens above me, below me, to all sides of me, it's like it's all in this beautiful rhythm. And I just sung music as I said that. This beautiful rhythm where everything is in harmony, but it's really fast movement. It's not movement that the mind can even do anything with. It would just be spun out. It's way beyond that. So the skipping, this lightness, this turning on a dime that happens multiple times a second even. And there's so many aspects of what's getting touched by these movements. Like sparkles, like the Tinkerbell sparkle wand. Like each one is almost like the touch of the wand, and the sparkles fly. And everything just keeps settling back into its harmony if something was out of harmony. And that little touches it, and boom, it's back in the flow. And I always feel the water when I hear the words flow, although it can apply to so many different things. Like the water that's running down a river or a slower, smaller creek. It's free, it moves in total freedom. And that is the flow in which we live. And I am so excited because I can feel that freedom of that flow continuing to grow. And anything that was put on as a restriction, one by one, these things are melting away to the side. And there's such brilliance in this flow. And it happens in the way we connect with one another as well. It could happen in there's so many examples of it. How just a look sent someone's way or received from someone will have that same effect, that little touch, that little spark, that little sparkle of magic. And then it's gone, or you're gone. These things aren't necessarily dwelled upon, although the ones that touch you, there's sometimes that you just get absolutely touched by something, and those things will maybe linger a little longer, make you smile or laugh a little longer. I was watching a really fun movie yesterday, and about half hour into it, the female character, a young, probably teenage girl, very smart, very smart in the way of being aware, had a response to this young boy, another character that showed up. And what was really fun about the movie is every once in a while, not often, but she would actually look into the camera. And she looked into the camera after this one interaction with the boy, and the look on her face, I laughed so loud and so long. It said so much more. There was so much in that transmission. I just thought it was brilliant. Because to me, so many of the most brilliant interactions and connections happen in that way. Just through a look, through a smile, through a glance, through the tiniest movement. And if you ever notice, there's some people that really like to talk a lot. And I always find myself sort of gently pulling away from that, because that energy can be just so, I don't know the word. It can just, it can be a lot. I can see, like if you tried to talk to a bird like that, they would be gone in an instant. So the less words, the more magic in this beautiful way of connecting that doesn't linger too long, that doesn't have expectations of a response even. If there's a response that's in line, that's in harmony, then of course the tickling goes on and the excitement and the fun of it. It's the lingering connections that, and even in a look, you can receive that as well. I had that experience as well in the laundry room this morning with a woman in there, which was a look like I just referred to of, I don't want to even go there. It was just a lingering that makes one uncomfortable. There was something not free and easy, and the feeling of someone's spirit. Because in our joy, as we follow our own spirit, that's what comes through. It's really that simple. So I just really, really am looking forward to the melting away of the thought patterns and the control functions and the feels like a web that's been draped over humanity for far too long. That's an energetic entrapment, and I'm feeling that, just the bonds of that net breaking as it just melts, and these beautiful flowers of all of these beautiful beings, each with such a unique spirit, each with the most unique gifts that they bring, and just the innumerable ways in which we experience each flower. Sometimes we can hear its song, sometimes we smell its scent, sometimes we just revel in the beauty of colors that you can't even imagine. And I know there have been more and more new colors showing up that you haven't even seen before. They just take your breath away. And the friendly fly wants to go right into my eye. So again, these beings that are just these beautiful flowers that are opening and connecting with each other, it's like this sea of, trying to find the words. It's not an object, it's not a thing. It's a sea of perhaps energy. I don't even know if I'm using the right words. That these opening, blooming flowers are feeding their sparkles into. And there's this beautiful sea of everything forming this amazing, magical it's like being immersed in water, but it's not water, it's another form. It's much lighter. When we talk about champagne bubbles, it could feel more like that, but again, it's so much lighter. When I think of the liquid that's in that form. So that is becoming more and more the medium that we are all living in. And it's so light, and it's so free, and it's so joyous, and it's so easy. Because you can travel any direction. You can be absolutely still and still travel in every direction and have experiences unlike anything you've ever experienced. And again, everything and everyone moves in absolute harmony. And again, there's so many forms that movement can take, as in these physical bodies and beyond. But it all feels like a beautiful dance with beautiful music that just takes you beyond anything that you know or have experienced up until now. And all this started with the look, the light in the eyes of this beautiful peregrine falcon. The magic of how that spark of life can just take you everywhere. So keep playing with this if you like. It's always available to you to step in, to dance in, to fly through and beyond all of this amazing magic that comes from you. And on that note, I'd love to wish you all a perfect life, perfect health, and a brilliantly magic future. Thank you.